I think I started streaming. I just posted online. Hello, happy Wednesday. I'm going to adjust my setup here. Sorry about this. This is inappropriate. Inappropriate amount of chest hair for your Wednesday after late morning. For your Wednesday late morning, I'm going to go ahead and open up the app, the Twitch app. One of these days, no promises. One of these days, I should hopefully understand how to do this stuff before the stream starts. But that day, I'll tell you what, that day's not today. Because today is just a random Wednesday in the middle of the summer as half the country and half the world sits in a boiling dome of heat. It is I would say, slightly too warm, 70 something degrees here in the Bay Area right now. But you know, I'm gonna be summering it up with my summer shirt and today's video game manual, which is Cool Spot. I will explain a little bit here. Initially, I wanted to read the manual for. Do I have it around here? Yes, the manual for The Legend of Mystical Ninja on Super Nintendo, in part because this game is one of the best. It's 20 degrees Celsius in Amsterdam. Welcome, Pornmaker69. It's good to have you. 20 degrees Celsius. That sounds pretty darn warm. Hope that it's okay. Hope that you can stay cool. I think 20 is warm. I should know this by now. That's like nice, right? That's like a summer day. We got home team game dev. We got Bijatron. Either way, I hope that everybody here is able to enjoy comfortable weather, or at least get out of uncomfortable weather. I was going to be reading Mystical Ninja, as I mentioned earlier in the week. I apologize to anybody who came here hoping specifically for Mystical Ninja on Super Nintendo. 68, that's perfect. 68 degrees. That's actually fantastic. That might be like, I think, between 55 Fahrenheit and 68 Fahrenheit. Thank you, Maker. I need to get better at doing that. I lived in Ireland for a little bit. I should have figured out how to use Celsius just like the rest of the world. But I guess I'm an ugly American, and so I apologize for that. But I'm glad to hear that it's nice and comfortable. Yes, I was going to read Mystical Ninja, and I realized one thing about it. I'll show you really briefly here. This manual, there's lots of words, there's lots of stuff to read, there's lots to go through here. However, as you get through it, the stuff that I started to think was really fun was all of the images. You get all these little images that show you things, and it's got that cool Super Nintendo color palette taken off of a screen. There's lots of pages of that. And then you get towards the end, and there are lots of characters to look at. And I just figured, you know what? This seems like a manual that will benefit from a little bit of visual complexity, a little bit of visual capability that I am just not capable of doing on this warm summer's day. So I thought I'd hold off and I would do this manual, right by this manual when the time comes. So later this summer, I'll try to do some things here and we'll do that. Today we have Cool Spot, though, in honor of summer. Cool Spot, one of those games that I'm pretty sure I've probably only ever played the first level on the beach. So in my mind, it is an entirely beach themed game. But we'll find out. I'm sure it'll be very cool. Before anything else, hope everybody is doing great. I wanted to talk just quickly about two games that I've been playing that I wanted to shout out as very cool. One, I was fortunate enough to get an early copy of Arranger, the sort of Sokobanish puzzle game from Furniture and Mattress. And I have been playing it. I finished it yesterday, last night, and I just wanted to say, if you have a passing interest in puzzle games, you will, I think, very much like this game. It's really good. It's like kind of the perfect, it reminds me of Cocoon in a way, very different kind of puzzle game, but both this and Cocoon, I think, are perfectly paced. You will be challenged, but you'll never be too stuck. So that comes out tomorrow, Arranger tomorrow. And then I also have been playing Leap Year, which is sort of like this awkwardly controlling on purpose platform game, which is kind of a, you know, if you jump your full jump height, you'll die. So a lot of the puzzling is figuring out how to get from one place to another without falling too far. And you will also learn lots of new skills, lots of new things. My phone is blowing up, so I apologize. I got a little distracted. It's like a Metroidvania, but you never actually gain new skills. You just learn about the skills that you've already had. So if you fall a certain height, you'll do something different, and you don't learn that until you do it, and then it opens up a whole new area for you. It's very cool. A game to make you feel like a genius. So Leap Year, Arranger, 2 games that I think are absolutely... Let's see if this works.
Go ahead and pick a car and driver. Axel.
Nope, that wasn't it. I was looking for the one where he says awesome.
Time bonus. Hey, you're going the wrong way.
Nope. Okay, well, it's not gonna work. It's not happening right now. Class E?
Class E license.
Nope. Okay, well, anyway, it's awesome. As we learned last week, it's awesome. So those games are awesome. I hope everybody here is doing awesome. I hope everybody here is maybe feeling, without getting too political, I hope everybody here is feeling maybe a little bit of hope for things, that things maybe don't feel quite as dire as they did last week. I know that I will say for myself, I am just a little bit more hopeful than I was before. So that's all I'll say about that, I suppose. But we've got a manual to read, and we've only got one to read today because I do have a meeting directly after this that I have to prepare for. So this one might be a tad bit shorter than usual. Home Team Game Dev points out that yes, you did put Kamala Harris's face on a pog, which amplified his hope tenfold. I agree. I saw the pog. And pogs are always going to amplify my hope. Let's be clear about that. Pogs are always going to amplify my hope. But that one helped too. I don't even particularly love Kamala Harris, but I love that things are happening. Something is happening. Anything is happening. And when I see it on a pog, I'm ready to go. I gotta go get my collection of slammers out. I feel like I've got a few of them here somewhere. I have a for Bay Area, for longtime Bay Area livers, folks who've lived in the Bay Area. I think I have a pack of Marine World Africa USA pogs around. And if you don't know what Marine World Africa USA is, you have missed out. It was fantastic. It was the best place, and I have the pogs for it. So let's go ahead and, before I just keep on talking, because nobody's here for this. Everybody is here for, let's see if this works. Everybody's here for Cool Spot, the game of the summer. Cool Spot, we all find brand synergy refreshing, I think we can all say. McMahon is here. Welcome. Hello. You're just in time for the great vibes of 7-Up branding. Yeah, this is a game that I remember seeing at a friend's house, a guy named Chris Simpson, who lived across the street, and he had, I believe, this game, or maybe had rented it, and I was like, I have to have this. This is the coolest thing on the planet. So we'll read a little bit about Cool Spot. I don't know if anyone here has played Cool Spot. It's from Virgin Games. It's very much one of those, I think you could call it kind of a, European style platformer, where maybe it's not quite as A to B, a little bit more exploratory based, maybe a little hard to see exactly where you're going. So Bijatron has a confession that Bijatron loves licensed games, and I think, Bijatron, you are correct. I think that licensed games are can be quite cool, and even when they're not cool, they're really interesting to go back and look at. I think that the Wayne's World game, for instance, is a fascinating relic of an era, and so strongly suggest spending all of your hard-earned money buying licensed games. Actually, if you are looking for a really good recent-ish licensed game, I'm sure this is no news to anybody watching here, but if you are interested in a really good one, The Mummy Demastered from, I think, Way Forward is legit super good. It's so good. It's fantastic. And the music in it is sick. It's so good. So Mummy Demastered, great licensed game. I know there's a bunch of other ones. I feel like recently there's been a good thing. The 50 Cent Home Team Game Dev asks, wasn't the second 50 Cent game good? Or did I hear that ironically? No, actually 50 Cent Blood on the Sand is a very good video game. I stand by it. It is a tough game to take seriously from the story department. I think that's part of what makes it charming and endearing. Although don't know how much I love 50 Cent. But it's a fun game. The shooting is fantastic. The scoring is great. It's very good. GoldenEye, 007, and 64. I almost don't even consider that a licensed game because I feel like all the movies are just offshoots of the game as far as I'm concerned. I love James Bond, but come on, GoldenEye, that's the one. So yeah, here we go. Look at this. The Capcom games on Nintendo. All the Capcom games that they did with the Disney license. You got DuckTales. You got Rescue Rangers. Little Nemo, Dream Master. I'm looking at them right now. They're the best. They're amazing. So here we are, licensed game lovers. We love it so much. And we have one of the best right here. One of those games from Virgin that just sings graphically on the Genesis, and maybe got by with some graphics more than gameplay, but I love it. It is distributed exclusively by Sega. That's important to see here. Cool Spot, 7-Up, official Sega seal of quality, and I'm going to read the back of the box. Here we go. Cool Spot. By the way, can everybody hear? Is everything okay? I'm rolling today. Just one in. You are Justin. Is that I'm going to pronounce it that way? Justin, thank you for coming for some chat. That's exciting. You are in time for Cool Spot. I was just doing the world's longest and probably least interesting preamble. So here we are. Cool Spot time. You are just in time for the back of the box and then the manual. Charge, blast, and hurdle through this fun and frantic adventure without losing your cool or your shades. As Cool Spot, you'll stop at nothing to rescue your Spot buddies when they get snatched by powers uncool. Shoot the curl, get loco on a runway train, and whip through a stomach-dropping roller coaster ride in a carbonated quest to chill out your foes. 11 levels of side-splitting fun plus 6 bubble-bashing bonus rounds. In-your-face obstacles, tricky maneuvers, and 360-degree cool shot fire range. Yeah, because he kind of does the, what's the game? Cuphead. He kind of has like the Cuphead gun with his fingers. Cool Spot, canonically, is Cuphead's cousin, is my guess. Hot graphics so hot, you'll need your own shades. It's hard not to read this in Surfer Dude voice. High energy music jams with hair raising, bald red fellows excluded, sound effects, and back talking digitized speech. Hundreds of outrageous foes. Watch Spot give cheese slinging mice, slime balls, crabby beach critters, and toy train desperados the deep freeze. I think somebody from 7-Up's marketing team helped to write this copy. This has a little bit more gloss than I think a lot of other video game copy did at the time. So thank you for that. Justin says, I unironically love this game, both the Genesis and SNES versions. Rented them so many times. Yeah, man, me too. I hope it never feels like I'm making fun of these games. That is absolutely not what I'm trying to do because I really genuinely love them. And part of the reason that I want to read the manuals is there's so much love that went into them. Even the ones that maybe aren't as fondly remembered broadly over time. So I'm just excited to talk about these ones. Yes, Cool Spot. Absolutely a big rental game in the best way possible. You go to the place, pick up Cool Spot again. Why not? It's fun. And again, it looks absolutely gorgeous. So after you start up, I want to point this out. I know I just talked about how on Mystical Ninja, there's a lot of things to look at. This manual is no slouch either. So one day maybe I'll take some pictures or I'll send out the PDF or something like that, or take a look. But there's lots of little sketches that you get. You get lots of cool little sketches of Cool Spot and all that around. We'll show them maybe. Here we go. But I want to start with the story. It's broken up here into breaking news, old news, hot news, bad news, really bad news, all that kind of stuff. But here we go. Spot. It's all capitalized. I think every time you see Spot on this one, it's all capitalized, probably from the branding Bible. Spot and his friends Spot, 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 Spot are all in trouble and they need help fast. There are 11 spots. Spot, 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 and Spot. Spot. Wow, Barbie ripped this game off. You're right, Home Team Game. Oh my God, you're right about that. we have to get on with Hasbro and let them know that somebody might have been reading the manual to Cool Spot on the Sega Genesis. Old news. For years, wild, wicked, wily Will has been trying to capture a real live Spot to prove to the world that they really do exist. Up to date, they've never been... You guys ready for this? Spotted. Hot news. Now, Will might be about to get his wish. Will, bad news. Will, in a moment of true wickedness, put cunning Spot-trapped cages in all the fun places where other Spot friends would be hanging out. Really bad news. The traps have worked all too well. There is now a Spot caught in every cage. Truly awful news. Will be back any minute to take the Spot into captivity forever. Good news. You're here to save the day. You can help Spot, who has got Spot cool shots to spot the cages, free his fellow Spot friends, stop Willy, and be a totally cool Spot. I feel like something is breaking in my brain right now as I'm reading this. Is everybody still with me? Are you feeling okay? Is this hurting? Is the repetition hurting anybody as of yet? Let me take a quick look at something. I'm going to do something that I should never do. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. My phone was blowing up, and I just wanted to make sure that the thing that I have to do right after this call isn't, in fact, happening right now that I forgot. It's not. Everything's fine. Spot to the rescue. Due to incredibly good planning, parenthetically, okay, you were actually out surfing at the time, you are the only Spot that is still free to have a good time. All the other Spot characters will have been trapped in one of Wicked Will's cages. So, there you were, being totally cool as usual, just like us. Also, good news, it's okay, you're late, but you know what? This is a cool spot to hang out, and we are not going to judge anyone for being a little bit late. We all have busy lives, and all you need to know is that Spot, Cool Spot, is looking for his friends. Since he showed up late, he's looking for his friends Spot, 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 and Spot in order to get them out of Wicked Wicked Williams. I forget what his name is. What's his name? Wild, Wicked, Wily Will. To get him out of his clutches. So you're caught up. And it says, Hero wanted. You, as Cool Spot, must rescue your friends before it's too late. You'll need to use your cool wits and your cool shot of bubbles in a race against time. Good thing Will is a little slow. To free the other Spot characters from the traps. Are you up for it? Are you up for it? Will you be cool enough before Will gets his wicked hands on them? Sounds like he already did. They're all in cages, but that's okay. Cool Spot. No rush. You get the controls. Take control, it says. And it shows you a controller along with, I want to show you a few more kind of neato little guys down there, little sketches of guys. You can use the start button to pause to start the game or to bypass the opening screens, but I'm not going to bypass any of the opening screens. I like it when he walks by and looks up at the sign and tells him where he's going. I think it looks cool. There are 3 levels of difficulty for Cool Spot: easy, normal, and difficult. A number of things will change. Those things are the number of Spot characters you start with, the number of cool points you must collect to be cool enough to fire your cool shot at the lock on the cage. On easy, you must collect 30 points. Normal requires 60 cool points, while hard requires 90. Gulp. If you want to play on hard, you have only 2 lives, apparently. Talk about tough, it says. You've got to be so completely cool to complete the game this way. And then it says, or the programmer. Grin. They had a lot of fun. The programmer is the only person cool enough to be able to beat this game on hard. The number of cool points you must collect to qualify for the bonus level. On easy, it's 75. On normal, it's 85. And on hard, you better get them all 9. You better get you better get them all. And it says 99 will do if you're a wimp. So don't be a wimp. Don't be a wimp if you're playing Cool Spot. It's critical. The percentage chance that an enemy will become a 7-up class, which sounds very frightening, actually, and the number and type of enemies on each level. You just make those, nothing there. Last but definitely most important, you receive a free spot character whenever you reach specific scores. On easy, you get a spot every 50,000 points, normal, every 75,000 points, and hard, 100,000 cool points. You got music. Wait a minute. This option will turn on or off the cool music that is played during the game. Tommy, the musician, will be mighty annoyed if you ever use this feature. Am I to understand that Tommy Tallarico did the music for Cool Spot? Music. Tommy. Oh boy. It is credited to Tommy, quote, imitated but never duplicated Tallarico. So there we go. So, yeah, spoiler alert. So Tommy the musician, don't turn it off, or Tommy Tallarico is going to come and cause problems for you. And also, spoiler alert, there are credits for the manual in the back of this, so we get to say some good stuff here. Sound effects, if you like to play without the added bonus of sound effects, this is the option for you. If you like to hear your enemies before you disintegrate them, leave it alone. The sound test, the sound will list the music and everything included in Cool Spot. To choose the sound you want to hear, use the D-pad. Fantastic. Triggers, this option lets you customize how the A, B, and C button work. Maybe you should get Spot some cool gloves. What? Set it up so that it is most comfortable for your delicate little hands. Maybe you should get some cool white gloves like Spot. They're calling you a wuss, and they're calling you little baby Little Lord Fauntleroy hands, and you need to get a glove for your little fingers. Exit. This option allows you to exit the option screen and jump right into playing Cool Spot. A day in the life of a hero. There are oodles of levels in the game you've got to complete to save each of your friends. To finish a level, you've got to collect enough cool points to be way cool enough to fire your cool shot at the lock on the cage that a Spot is trapped in. If you don't believe us and try to finish a level before you have sufficient coolness, a giant hand will appear on the screen, pointing you back toward the level you're currently on. When you're cool enough to fire your cool shot, you will see the words "Find Cage" appear on screen. Yeah, McMahon's right. We're gonna need to get those cool points to prove our coolness after all this sass. We are being absolutely bullied here, and I, for one, need the protection of Cool Spot to make sure that that I don't get bullied anymore. Jeez Louise, there's a lot to read in this manual, so I thought this would be just a quick one, in and out, but not quite yet. Let's get cool enough to fire our cool shot by reading more about the cool percentage meter. This is a percentage that depicts the amount of coolness you have based on the number of cool points you've collected. If you reach 100% absolute coolness, you will not only gain an extra spot and the respect of your closest friends, but you'll also get 10,000 extra points, which might be enough to earn an extra Spot character. Would you believe it? Something to work for, don't you think? Your health meter, they talk about that. That's not a big thing there, your normal stuff. Your Spot characters, nothing exciting here. They just tell you how many points to get again. You've got score, you've got how much time there is, your high score. It says programmer's hint. We have a programmer's hint in the high score section. If you want to beat my high score, collect everything, shoot everything, ignore time, and if you are truly amazing, you will see Spot get what he deserves. I don't know what that means. I'm a little scared. You'll see Spot get what he deserves, though, if you get a high score, so whatever that means. This is a game that came out before ratings were instituted on video games, so it could mean almost anything. You get cool points. You get a 7-Up. This gives you 7% towards your cool percentage. If you get a 7-Up bottle, or if you get a 7-Up logo, you get 7% there. And if you get a 7-Up glass, you get your health back, some of your health back. It says you want these underscored. Balloons, bubbles, capture bubbles, restart flagpole. I want to call out just real quick. Restart flagpole. When you touch it, I'm sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place because this manual has much more than I expected. When you touch the flagpole, the flag will move from half-mast to the top of the pole, marking your place just in case you lose a spot and have to start over again. Not that you lose a spot or anything, because you're too cool. But if a friend were to make a teensy mistake and lose his spot, you can be a pal and tell him about the flagpoles. In that case, he would return to the flagpole location when he started again with a new spot. So you're just helping your friends. I think this is nice. If you get a 1-up, this gives you 1 extra spot. Underscored, all caps, it says, "You want these. You want lots of these. Gimme, gimme, gimme." So, I feel like it's you want them. That's all I can say is you want them. You get the bonus score, bonus games. You get cool prizes. You get cool prize. They're throwing some real world stuff into you. This is very meta. Oh yeah, we almost forgot the cool prize. If you manage to get all the cool letters while playing the game on the difficult setting, without swapping any of the cool letters for a continue, and finish the game releasing all of your spot friends, you can receive a cool prize. Here's what you have to do. Play the game on the difficult setting. Collect all the cool letters Uncola, that spells Uncola, from the bonus game. Finish the game without having to swap any of the letters for continues. Take a picture of the special secret screen that will be shown at the end of the game and mail the picture along with a piece of paper with your name, address, city, state, and zip code to the following address: Virgin Games Incorporated, attention, Cool Spot Uncola Game, 18061 Fitch Avenue in Irvine, California. I said that, 92714. So, I'm not telling you to go look at a playthrough of this game and then send it to that address, but expediency, that is one way to receive your cool prize. You will then receive your cool prize within 6 to 8 weeks of our receipt of your picture and address. Only 1 prize per person. Here's additional information you need to know. Requests must be received by December. Shoot. Sorry, guys, we're out. Must be received by December 31st, New Year's Eve, 1993. So we just missed it. All requests are the property of Virgin Games Incorporated, will not be returned. The competition is open to all residents of the continental United States, excluding its territories and overseas military installations, employees of Sega of America and Virgin Games, the 7-Up Company, their affiliates, subsidiaries, advertising, production, and promotion, and fulfillment agencies, and the families of each are not eligible, void, were prohibited, and by law or tax. All federal, state, and local law and regulations apply. So, small print out of the way. Have fun. Enjoy it. Go get your cool prize. If anybody actually knows what the cool prize was, I would love to know. Levels of coolness. There are 11 cool and crazy levels you're going to complete to save all your captive friends. The following is a brief description of each of those levels. I'm not sure they're that brief, so bear with me. Shell shock. Ugh. Those dang dragonflies. Their sting is a spot-seeking laser-type shooting thing. Ouch! The only thing good about this place is that sand crabs come and go, and hermit crabs are a tad bit timid. They only come out of their shell when they think no one's around, so stand real still until you see them poke their head out. And then BAM! Right in the kisser with your cool shot. That's a reference kids these days will get and understand and probably appreciate. Bam, right in the kisser. Pow, right in the kisser. Look for the hidden cool points. They might be behind anything. Programmers hint, when you fired a hermit crab while he's hiding, like a chicken, in his shell. Yeah, hermit crab. Suck it. Your shots ricochet off the hard shell straight up into the sky. Chicken. Use this to your advantage to get those pesky dragonflies that home in on you. You can't get a ricochet. If you can't get a ricochet to work for you, stand in one place and keep firing up until the dragonfly flies right where you want him, in the path of your cool shot. If you keep blasting that hermit shell, you'll finally blow it away. It sounds to me like the hermit crab just doesn't want to fight. Peer pressure. Just when you thought it was safe to go near the water again, right after you've dealt with the dragonflies, you've got to go battle against bees. We're not talking regular bees, but dive-bombing bees. Shoot them quickly to minimize the damage you'll take. Of course, firing after bees is no easy task when you've got pinching crabs, uncool oysters, spitting fish, and creepy crawly worms to worry about. Yuck! You might want to go down some of the ropes you don't need. You might want to go down some of the ropes you don't need and look for hidden goodies to find. Okay, yeah, thank you for the heads up. Programmer's hint again, never underestimate the power of wimpy jumps. There's a real like toxic masculinity thing going on in here. Makes me wonder a little bit about Cool Spot's politics. It doesn't actually. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about. I'm worried because I'm worried what he would be in 2024. I'm worried about where Cool Spot would be landing right now. I think he'd be right. I'm worried that he'd be right there next to the guy from Mr. Show at the January 6th insurrection. So hopefully not, but he seems like a cancel culture, like an anti-cancel culture kind of guy. Never underestimate the power of wimpy jumps. If you press the button with a little tap, you'll jump up just a little bit. This is how you aim your shots that kill those darn hoppin' oysters. Wimpy jumps also let you take those really difficult jumps from rope to rope without falling into the water. Spot can't swim, you know, which seems like a careless thing for him to be doing here if he can't swim. If you fall off of this, what's he gonna do? He's flat though, he might just float. Justin points out he's a literal MAGA hat with sunglasses. You're right. Oh, man. Never meet your heroes. However, if you want to be macho, then just keep bumping into things, get Spot all annoyed, and lose the game. Oh, so this is actually anti-toxic masculinity. Wimpy jumps are good. Being macho is for suckers, so thank you. Good point, McMahon. He's too cool to fall, so it doesn't matter whether he can swim or not, because he's perfect. In the wall. This level's called In the Wall. Woo! You made it to the inside of the wall near the toy store. Boy, there certainly should be a chance to catch your breath here, right? Not. Hell yeah, we got a not. Not. No way. That'd make it too easy. So take a real deep breath and then go against the crawly spiders with a quick flick of the thumb on the fire button. You should avoid the barbed wire. One wrong step and ooh, it really hurts. Now the mice are a little upset that you woke them. The cheese they're throwing isn't soft, but your cool shot can take them all out, as long as you are persistent and don't try to jam through this level too fast. It was a long sentence. If you want to get the extra 10,000 by collecting all the cool points, you'll need to go all over this level. Again and again and again. Programmer's hint, walls may stop Spot from running through them, but you can shoot your cool shot through the wall. Shoot away at those enemies on the other side of a wall to make way for a smooth sailing. Oh, I almost forgot. This is very conversational. The enemies can shoot through the walls too, so watch out. So they just didn't program that part in. Toying around. It says, well, now that you've made it past the live creatures, a few toys shouldn't make you even the slightest bit nervous, right? Right? Really? They're just harmless little toys that want to keep you from getting where you want to go. No problem. The robots are tough to kill, but they're pretty mindless little soldiers that just march left and right and right and left. If you're on a platform beneath them, they're a piece of cake. Okay, the bouncing slime balls are a little bit tougher. They explode all over the place, but if you stand back and just shoot like crazy, you should be able to make it through. There are secret passageways. Try anything, even if it seems impossible. This is a video game and everything is possible. So there's a lot going on. I feel like I'm getting a lot of energy from this manual. I have sort of having a low energy morning, and boy, oh boy, I am pumped. Programmer's hint. This is a long programmer's hint, so buckle up. There are shiny little silver UFOs that you can jump onto like stepping stones, except that you can't stand on them forever or you'll slip off. Most people fall apart and turn into wrecks yelling, "Ah, it's unfair," when they fall right off, but you can do this. All you have to do is jump big and fast the moment you land on the UFO and you won't slip off. Now, wasn't that easy? If you don't know where to jump, just jump straight up. You'll get a chance to jump again because the UFO will immediately go back to its original position. So take your time with it and try not to panic. Dizzy and lost. Everything is possible except swimming. And yeah, who needs caffeine? McMahon's right. Who needs caffeine when you have this much hype? I am operating on a little bit too much of both today, so we'll see. See how the crash is after this. Is there going to be a big crash after reading this hype manual? You got a level called Wading Around. Yep, more water. In case you didn't know, we love water. It's great fun since you've got to avoid falling into it at all costs. The lily pads are your friends. You can jump onto them to get across the small pool. It's great fun since you've got to avoid falling into it at all costs. That's my definition of fun. You can jump on them to get across the small pool. The frogs, they're not your friends. Their idea of a good time, is spitting water at you, so get them first. The planes in the sky will be dropping bombs that might blow you to bits, so get them second. I might prioritize the bombs over the water, but the blimps, UFOs, and rockets can be used to get toward the ceiling where the trapped spot is. But remember how the UFOs work and avoid the spikes on the rockets. You might have to fight your way to the top more than once to get everything in this level. Programmer's hint. The guy who laid out all the levels and the enemies in the game is called Bill. Feel free at any time to shout out, "Ah, Bill!" or "Bill!" when it seems like a jump just simply can't possibly be made. The good news is that we've tested every single jump and they can all be made. The bad news is the people we use to test the jumps are really good. But you can do better than them, right? Right? P.S. The spikes on the rockets don't really hurt you. Say loudly, "Thanks, Bill." You what? You've made them slippery? Bill! I'm having too much. This is too much. I can't even put the sentences together. This manual is getting me. Bill, classic Bill. Yep, this game taught gamers to blame the devs. I'm telling you, can't trust this guy. Next level is Locomotive. I like every one of these levels starts with, "This level sounds nice," and then it explains to you how it's going to hurt you. A nice change of pace, don't you think? What do you think? Do we think that something bad is going to happen? Like the train ride at an amusement park. You'd think you'd be able to relax and enjoy the ride. Yeah, right. Got us. Watch out for the shootin'est, tootin'est cowboys popping up firing their stuff at you. And we knew you wouldn't be completely happy unless you had to worry about birds that dropped eggs on you. Talk about looking completely uncool with egg on your face. The jumbo balloons, UFOs, and bubbles are here to help you go high in the sky and save your friend. Programmer's hint, you know those cool hands that point to the cage on the easy and normal settings in the game? Think about it. Would we point the way to cool treasures and secrets? Of course not. Look around, be daring, just don't run out of time. Oh yeah, and watch out for hidden train drivers. Killer cacti. Hey dude. Radical rails. You've finally gotten plenty of practice at everything in the game, right? What do we think? Wrong. Go completely out of control down these slopes and slips and try not to get sucked into the vacuum tubes that'll shoot you out at the top of the level, only to fall helplessly out of control toward the bottom. Programmer's hint. When you get to the cage on each level that has your friend trapped, don't free him right away. Make him sweat, keep him worried. I mean, why should you waste your spare time when you could be doing some serious cool point collecting? After all, he's not going anywhere, and every little cool point is worth so much more when your score gets totaled up in the after-level bonus section. Maybe you'll even win an extra spot. Not a good friend. Next level is called Wound Up. Oh no! You've got to face those dang nabbit robots again. I thought it was dag nabbit. Those dang nabbit robots again. Just remember what you learned before, and remember, there is even more of everything to deal with. Watch out for robots, chattering wind-up teeth, UFOs, bouncing slime balls, and bomb-dropping fighter planes here. Use your wits against these guys and your cool shot too. Programmer's hint, make sure you make use of the natural spot ability to shoot 360. The best way to do this is to put the ball of your thumb in the middle of the D-pad and roll it around while you're pressing the fire button as fast as you possibly can. If you can't fire quickly enough, you should think about buying an auto-fire joystick, but that's up to you. Shouting works for me when you miss. It's just getting angry. The game is saying repeatedly, get as mad as you can about this. It's a game about being a cool spot, refreshing, and they just want you to get real mad. So we got back to the wall. Once again inside the wall. This is how I sort of feel right now. Once again inside the wall. This time you're on your way out. Of course, while you were busy battling other villains, more spiders and mice replaced the ones you got rid of. Remember, avoid the electric bolts. A meeting with them can be quite enlightening, but not a lot of fun. And the barbed wire, totally uncool. The mousetraps can be rather uplifting. Check it out. That's a hint. The programmer's hint: progress really slowly through the level. Don't shoot enemies if there's no need to, but practice the levels to find where the hidden cool points are, as well as the free extra spot characters, because you might need them to finish this game. Oh, and keep someone nearby to mop your brow and console you should you face the game over screen right before the end. Dock and roll. This game was made for rentals. This game was absolutely made for rentals, the way they're describing this. You're not finishing this in one rental. Worked for me, I guess. Dock and roll. Come on, don't get tuckered out just yet. You're almost there. Just a little bit more to go. Yeah, don't be a wuss. We've learned this before. But don't be too macho either. Don't be a wuss, don't be too macho. I guess just like be level-headed. Maybe the game is telling us to be level-headed. All you've got to do is get by those pesky bees. Okay, so we've doubled the number of them. Avoid the crabs, shoot the worms, dodge and shoot the oysters. Get all the cool points and goodies, and you've got it. No problem, right? Programmer's hint. There are no hints for this level, it says. You're on your own. Finally, Surf Patrol. The final level of the game, and the final level of our manual for this week. If you've made it this far, you are literally minutes away from getting what you've been struggling, grappling, and striving for. Literally minutes, as long as you can move as fast as possible. Don't blow it and keep your cool. Literally. Programmer's hint. Those pesky dragonflies again, huh? Sorry, no help. It's all up to you. Then the finale. All in caps. Yeah, wow, awesome, mega cool. You must be a totally cool being. So if you beat it, you, too, can become a totally cool being. And if you finish it, remember, if you finish it without using any continues, and you collected all the uncola letters, send that along with a picture of the final screen, your name, address, city, state, and zip code to Virgin Games Incorporated. Attention, Cool Spot Uncola Game, 18061 Fitch Avenue, Irvine, California, 92714, before December 1st, 1993. All federal, state, and local laws and regulations apply. So that is Cool Spot, and I think you're all cool beings because we managed to stick through it and go through it all together. I'm very happy about that, and I'm grateful. I'm going to read some credits, and then we have a giveaway. We have a giveaway for the game Venba on Steam. Venba, if you haven't played Venba, Venba is an incredible game. It is very powerful, short, 2-ish hours or so, but some of the best, I think, storytelling in any game that I've played in years. It's wonderful. But before we get to that, we are going to see who the totally cool beings are who made Cool Spot for the Sega Genesis. Programmed by, I should have known this, David 9 Artists to 1 Perry. The art team, the creative director was Slammin' Stan Gorman. I'm going to read all of them because they all get their own cool names. Animation, Mike E. Freedom Dietz, Sean the Fireman McLean, Roger Ragman Hardy, and art, art was Roger Ragman Hardy, Willis Fudge Genius Wong, and Renee the Original Spot Boutine. Sprite management engineers, Tim Screen Idol Williams, Doug the Dark Side Cope, Kevin Antibody Noor. Background level art, Christian Madonna Freak Lorson. Madonna Freak Lorson. What an era. Design director, David the Bishman Bishop. Level design, Bill R.C. Anderson. Also good news, yes. Willis Fudge Genius Wong. Yes, please do feel free to ask me if any of these need to be repeated because some of them are something else. Willis Fudge Genius Wong. Yes, David the Bishman Bishop. Maybe they call him Bish or the Bishman. David the Bishman Bishop. We have music and sound effects by Tommy Imitated but never duplicated Tallarico. Samples and wall tunes, Steve, sample scientist Hennepin, and the parade tune was by Don the Monopoly Man Griffin. You must be the Monopoly guy. It points out, and actually the reason that I'm using the beach music in the background here is because the game's opening sequence is actually the Wipeout theme, copyright 1963, Mirrorless Music Company and Robin Hood Music. The quality assurance team. We got Michael D. Gator, who was the quality assurance manager, didn't give himself a cool name. You get quality assurance, Justin Time, Nor, Big Mike Glasecki. Mike Glasecki. I work with him at Riot. He's on 2XKO. Oh my God. I'm going to have to message him. I'm going to have to Slack somebody at work after this to let him know that I read the manual for this. Holy smokes. He's so cool too. He's a really nice dude. Wowzers. Noah, the Power Tool. Scott, Ship It Duckett. That name sounds familiar too. Danny, Boy Lewis. Bijan, Tough Guy Shahir. Adam, Generic Ryan. John, Jeffrey. I'm going to ask about Cool Spot. And he was QA. So that's kind of cool too. I love to see a QA fella. I love to see a QA person rise through the ranks and treat folks the way that they should be treated. So that's actually fantastic news. This is brightening my day. The manual. Documentation team. Bum, ba, bum. Documentation team.
Time's up.
Nope.
All right.
I want awesome. Where's awesome?
Awesome.
There we go. All right. Awesome. The documentation team for this
Awesome.
manual is Sherilyn Holmes and Kathy A. Bartz-Todd. Sherilyn Holmes and Kathy A. Bartz-Todd. The manual produced and edited by Lisa Marcinko, and the manual art throughout it, we got some guy right there, was Sean McLean and Susan Gator. The support team, hardware support, Jeff the Landman Wagoner. The SDDC data compression was Dan Chang. Level layout tool, this is just a Toomey map editor by Echidna. And the management team, Neil, So I Says to the Llama Young. Neil Young. Dr. Stephen H. My Name is Too Long Clark Wilson. The producer is Kathy Real Moody Bartz-Todd. So she was a producer and manual writer. And the assistant producer was Scott Ship It Duckett, who was also on the quality assurance team. So that is it. And yep, there you go. I was gonna say good stuff on the thing about 2XKO. Lots of good stuff. They just had a great presence, I think, at Evo. Really wonderful. This manual kicked some behind. I'm trying to keep my stream pleasant for all those watching. As this is a pre-ratings game, I'm going to just treat it like it is an EC, early childhood age game, or maybe an E10. An E10. This is damn good. I'll say that. It's just damn good. It kicked some cool butt right on the spot. There are lots of special thanks to handling your cartridge, and there we go. That was Cool Spot. Now, I'm going to go back to the graphics here, and I'm going to do the giveaway. So last week I didn't know what to do, and I also forgot to come up with a thing for this week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a manual, and I'm going to ask somebody, no looking, but I want to know, it's not necessarily manual specific. In the video game Dead or Alive 2, what is the name of the tournament that the players have to play through? In the video game Dead or Alive 2. And I think I actually have the answer here. If I don't have the answer here, just hang out with me. So feel free to pop it in there. This one might actually be a little bit too hard unless you really know it. Yep, the Bishman tournament. I think that's a really good guess. The Bishman tournament is sort of is yes, it's the Bishman tournament. I like the Bishman tournament. The Bishman. You are going to love this answer. Dizzy and Law says the Tournament of Destiny. You don't have to abstain just because you've already won. Let's do this. Let's see. Also, good news. Let's see if anybody else has it. If not, I'll do this. I'm gonna give out 2 games. I'll give out 2. Winner of this one gets Venba. It might be hard. If nobody gets it, I'll think of something else real quick. You abstain, you own Venba. Okay. Do you know the answer? You could have the other game. Bijatron. I'll do this well one of these days. I'll figure this out. I promise you, one of these days. Anybody want to know? If nobody knows, it's okay. And I will go to a different, slightly more similar to last week thing where it's just guessing and hoping that we hit the right thing. All right. If nobody wants to guess, I'm going to tell you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Dead or Alive, the championship tournament in Dead or Alive 2 is called the Dead or Alive 2 World Combat Championship. If you wanted to know what it was in the first game, it was called the Dead or Alive 1 Championship. So there we go. Yeah, it kind of is the DOA tournament. All right, that didn't work, so that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, wait, did Juice get it? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, Dead or Alive tournament. There you go. You didn't get the whole thing. You get it. You get the right answer. This was really mostly just an excuse. Thank you, Home Team Game Dev, for calling it out. This was mostly just an excuse for me to call out the fact, which I love, that in Dead or Alive 2, they call it the Dead or Alive 2 World Champions, and in Dead or Alive 1, they call it the Dead or Alive 1, which I think is very cool. So for the second game, which will be, I'll give you, give me 1 second. I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna take a look at what I have, and I'm gonna tell you. The winner of this one gets a copy of Flint Hook. How about Flint Hook? If anybody wants a copy of Flint Hook, which is actually a rather fun roguelike with a really great sense of feel and motion and a like a swinging thing, Flint Hook is good. Flint Hook is good. So if somebody wins this one and they already have Flint Hook, we can do a different game. Don't worry. In EGM 129, since this is the one that's right here, April 2000 issue. Yet again, we're going to do this. What do you think the average rating was for? Give me 1 more second here. What is the average rating in this issue for Capcom's PlayStation 1 game, The Misadventures of Tron Bonne? Remember, there were 4 reviewers. In this case, in case it helps, there was Chris, Dean, Sean, and Crispin. Okay, Justin says 8.5. I'm going to go into my calculator, and I'm going to calculate the average. Okay, plus... 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 Okay. Okay. 6. McMahon says 6. Does anybody else want to guess? Crying Face. All right, Crying Face is the answer from Home Team Game Dev. Does anybody else want to throw their hat into the ring? 7. So we have a 6 and we have a 7. Okay. Crying means below 2.0, the Superman 64 scale. Okay, so crying means below 2.0. Anybody else want to guess? We have a 6. We have a 7. We have a below 2.0. Does anybody want to guess the correct answer? One more time. Okay. Going once? Going twice? Here's a question before I answer. Should we do Price is Right rules? Should we do Price is Right rules? Beatatron, just tell me what you think. I know you said you've abstained, but go ahead. Closest going over is fine. Nearest, okay. I'm gonna give Beatatron just a chance to throw their hat in to the ring real quick, for fun, for funsies. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Yeah, the price is right. Yeah, going over. Come on. Nearest. Okay. Well, the answer is 6.75. 6.75. So the answer, the winner for this week, is also good news. I am going to also give out a game to oh, Disney lost. I missed some things here. Who else got it? So also good news is the winner. I'm also going to go ahead and throw a game your way, McMahon. Just go ahead and may I ask that everybody who won today just message me on whatever platform you can, and I will send you a thing. Just remind me of what I've said here. Don't abuse the fact that I don't remember anything that I just promised. Just let me know. Anyway, that's it. Congratulations, good guesses. 6.75 though for Tronbon, and seems kind of like maybe fair. Those games never quite did it for me. But the lowest rating was Dean with a 5. Cute in a way, but its target audience is a mystery to me. The silly part is it's kiddie in many ways, but deep enough to be confusing for young players. All that crap about debt and bank robbing, plus managing the serve bots, that stuff could get screwy real fast. So Dean thinks it sucks, is what we hear. So, all right. Thank you, message on Blue Sky on here, on wherever you have it, and I will go ahead and send that ish out to you. If you see the Bish Man, tell him hello, and I'm gonna go message Mike Lasecki. It's incredible. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Thank you for coming and thank you for hanging out. It meant a lot to me. Appreciate it. Bye.